What up, you crack whores? Welcome back to another video, Ragdoll2277, and today I wanted to talk about something a little different. You may notice that I'm in this type of mode. This is a talking video, believe it or not. I just wanted to show a few videos about what I was talking about. So this video is going to be about my favorite childhood game. And this game was an under-the-radar sort of game, if you know what I mean. Like, it wasn't one of those very popular, blew up, got very popular, everybody loved it. But it was one of those games that I loved, man. It was like one of those ones you could really get connected with. It's called Obscure Aftermath. Okay, now here's the big thing. I played this once on one of my old channels. And I had it for only the Wii. I didn't really have this for, like, the Xbox or the PlayStation. But I had this for the Wii. So I always played it because it was like one of the first violent games I ever got for the Wii, and it kind of blew my mind. And it's the story about a bunch of college students, and they're all, you get to find out who they all are first. They all have different personalities. You have your stoner jock, you have your nerdy kids, you have the typical, like, I'm a character boy, you know, those guys. And all of a sudden, without explanation, I never really looked into this, but I'm not even sure if this is like the first Obscure, so I'm not quite sure. All of a sudden, these flowers like start opening up, and you have no idea why. They don't explain it to you, and they just start corrupting everything. Everything goes dark. You start having these nightmares. Everything hits the fan. Shit hits the fan hard, and all of a sudden, you go for the story, and it's a pretty good story. And all these teenagers find a way, they meet up with each other, they all know who each other are, and they have to start surviving. Now, the thing that made this like one of my favorite childhood games was, one, it was a violent game on the Wii. I gotta shoot shit, because in this game it did have shooting and hitting mechanics. But one of the other things that made it was that tied to my heartstrings, like, you get to know these characters pretty well. Like, you have these two characters, oh, I forgot his name, did I look it up right here? I put that right there. No, I did not. I know the girl's name, though. And you have this scene where the boyfriend and his girlfriend, Mia, they're trying to battle one of their friends who went dark after a while because they weren't able to save him. Apparently, he got corrupted or stuff like that. Well, they try to fight him, and it ends with a scene that, if you look at it in a perspective now, like, if you've never played the game, you're going to be like, I wasn't sad, dude, but if you played the game, legit, this part, you're like, oh my god, she died. I'll just play a scene for you. This is what I wanted to show you anyway. See, this is the part where it hits her. That's the boyfriend.
Now, you're gonna know the meaning of regret. Oh, I didn't do it on purpose. But now, I'm gonna have some fun.
Enough, Kenny, enough.
See, the part about that scene is, it really gets to you, because Kenny was your friend. Kenny was all your friends. And when you were able to save him, he blamed you because he didn't know who to blame. And that's the girlfriend you got connected with, because none of the characters die in the beginning. It just takes forever and ever, which means you get to know a lot about the characters. Most of the time, you're just shooting shit. But you get to know these characters, and that was one of the very sad scenes. And those two right there, if there wasn't our game, I think they're from the past, because these two just come out of nowhere, like absolutely nowhere. I don't even think they go to the college, you just kind of find them on your journey. And he knows how to pick locks, and she's just kind of weird, she knows all this shit. And you get to make a connection with them too. One of my other favorite parts about this game, give me 1 second, and I will tell you if it ever... Alright. One of my favorite parts about the Obscure Aftermath, I'm not sure if Obscure 2 is Obscure Aftermath, but one of my favorite parts of the entire game back in the past was the soundtrack, because the soundtrack knew how to build ambience, because they had composers for everything, which means they put a lot of work into the game, which means they put a lot of work into soundtrack. If something went down like a death, the perfect song would go by that give you the feels. But there's one song that really stuck out like a sore thumb, but it was a good song, and I didn't have like a big phone back then, so listening to music was rare for me. But they had this on the bonus soundtrack, and I kept listening to it over and over. I'd like get down and boogie with it. I'd start dancing and shit, and I loved this soundtrack. It brings me memories just listening to it. I'm not sure how it's gonna come out in the recording, so sorry if it's, you know. See, anybody who played the game will know this song because it gets into it. It gets jiggy, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, the thing about that soundtrack, it sounds a lot better coming out of the TV than it definitely does right there. It's called Falling Down, and it was like one of the really, really, really different songs, because the other ones were just ambient noise, like a duh, or it was boom, 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 boom. That was like the Running into Stress one. But this one was like an actual song, and this had to be one of the most popular songs out of the soundtrack. And oh my god, it was amazing. Anyway, I just wanted to mention my favorite childhood game so you guys can get to know me a little better. Give me 1 second. So, that'll be the end of this video. I hope you guys liked looking a little bit into my past. I'm not sure if you did or not. Leave a like if you did. Comment if you did. Today's hashtag is going to be the game in honor of the game we just saw. Well, you didn't get to see me play it. Maybe I'll play it in sometime in the near future. I'm not even sure if I still have the fucking game. But if you guys want me to, I'll buy it again. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.